welcome back to the Osteophysio YouTube channel. Today we're looking at helping with sacroiliac joint pain. So the first exercise we're targeting is actually hip circumduction. And the reason why, because the pelvis is like a bowl, we actually want to move all the joints surrounding the area as well as directly into the SI joint. So start off with very slow, gentle hip circumduction. So 30 seconds around the hip. We're looking for quality over quantity. So you don't want to force the range through, you want it to be lovely, slow and controlled. You might feel a little bit of clicking around the front of the hip. Again, that's very normal for tightness through the psoas, but you want to basically move through the hip joint so that when we target the SI joint, we've got all articulation around the whole pelvis moving. Once you've done this, we want to start to articulate through the SI joint. So this is gently holding the knee, and what you're doing is as you're bringing the leg up towards your chest, you're coming out at a slight angle, and this is due to the orientation of the sacroiliac joint. So again, quality over quantity. I cannot stress that enough. Quality over quantity. And you want to just gently pulse into this movement for about 30 seconds. So lots of different causes of SI joint pain. It can be due to stiffness, it can be due to tightness of the surrounding muscles, which is why we stretch them as well today. Lack of movement, sometimes it can be a little bit of hypermobility on one side, so that is why we're moving through both. So even though really commonly you've got pain on one joint on one side, you also want to move through both. Next, we want to stretch through the piriformis muscle, and the reason why, this is a band-like muscle across the buttocks where it blends into the SI joint. So if this is really chronically tight, it can pull or aggravate the SI joint capsule. So as we all know, with piriformis stretch, you're bringing the leg across and over the top of the other, placing the hands through behind the knee, and then gently pulling as far as you feel comfortable towards your chest, holding for 30 seconds. What you then want to do is very gently relax down, again crossing the leg over. That might be enough from that position. If you can add more of a stretch, placing hands through and pulling up towards your chest. So you should feel this stretch across the buttocks, aiming to hold for 30 seconds on each side. Next, we want to target a stretch for the gluteals, as well as obviously, indirectly stretching through the lower back and then down into the side of the leg as well. So although this is stretching the glutes, it's actually targeting lots of different groups here. So you're hooking the other foot behind the knee, gently twisting across one way, placing hand on the floor and looking away. So you'll feel this really lovely stretch all the way up into the back, into the glutes and into the leg, holding for 30 seconds and then very, very gently unwinding to stretch the opposite way. So again, leg down flat, hooking behind the knee, stretching across the body, head looking the opposite way, arm on the floor, holding for 30 seconds. So with SI joint pain, we also want to strengthen the main muscles around the area to stabilise. So what we're looking at here is a really lovely glute bridge. So very gently, this is working the core, working the glutes. You want to hold for a couple of seconds on end range, and you want to add the glute bridges for 30 seconds. So you're adding in this strengthening for 30 seconds. Lovely, slow and controlled. And then I always finish off the sacroiliac joint rehab routine with just a little bit of general movement. So we're just flushing out where we've strengthened and stretched and moved. So knee sways are lovely. So yes, you're targeting the lower back, but you're also moving the legs, opening up indirectly, through the SI joints as well, and just flushing through the area. So just finish the routine with a lovely 30 seconds of knee sways.